I just wanted to make sure that you listeners are listening to the Drapetomaniac podcast on doayamedia.com. You are, right?
Peace, family. Welcome to this edition of the Drapetomaniac podcast. This is Ayapo Yapa, the HDIC. That is the head Drapetomaniac in charge. And I'm here with my lovely wife, Angela.
What up, though?
And we are here to have conversations on how to get off this plantation.
Oh, this plantation.
Yeah, this
I think all of them. Shoot, not just this one, all of them.
Yeah, I consider all of them to be this.
Oh.
But anyway, today we're going to be doing not the news, but the notes on the news.
Yeah, it's called Not News.
Okay, and so explain.
Notes on the Not News. Not News. Not News is just notes on the news. It's not designed to be an in-depth analysis of any particular news story or of news stories, but rather a survey of headlines and commentary on those headlines. We'll be talking about whatever happens to come up for us related to or unrelated to those headlines. And we are talking from the perspective of people who maybe have not even read the stories, are not familiar with the stories or the issues addressed in the headlines, or perhaps people who are very familiar with those issues, might be experts in the issues, might have read those stories and read an assortment of articles or on those stories, or have a lot of background information or not.
Okay, and Notes on the News used to be a segment that Angela did daily. I think it was daily.
Yes.
On her channel, Be Fabulous You. So if you enjoy this, then, give the sister some love and tell her to get back on Notes on the News on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So anyway, you have a news feed, so I'm going to let you get started.
All right. So story number 1, USA Today. Trump White House doctor, 13 other House Republicans urged Biden to take cognitive tests. That's from 7 hours ago.
Okay, and my opinion of that is, again, that
it hasn't changed in the last 7 minutes.
Exactly, because this is our second time doing a take of this or starting this. But Biden, as I said before, was in cognitive decline, I believe, during the primaries, or actually before that. If you look at Biden, the way that he was and the way that he is definitely he's not the same, and I don't just attribute that to age, because I know a lot of older people are sharp as a tack. So he is having some issues when you see him at press conferences, when you see him at meetings with world leaders, wherever he is. He's not sharp. He in my opinion almost sometimes doesn't even know where he is. And he's really moody too, but that could just be his freaking demeanor or the way that he is. But that's my spin on it.
And then headline number 2 is from the New York Times, targeting Biden. Catholic bishops advance controversial communion plan, and that's from 3 hours ago. We haven't. Neither of us has any idea what this communion plan is.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that at all.
But again, just like I said before, whenever somebody says something to me about the Catholic Church or Catholics, not Catholics as in the people, but the institution, I just think of an organized pedophile ring, a ring of pedophilia, because I feel like it's not an accident that that's just been an ongoing issue throughout the years, throughout time and space, cover-ups. Like, I feel like that's your intention. That's what they set out to do. So in terms of this communion plan, did you just look it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. All it's saying from just a little snippet I'm reading, it just says targeting Biden. Catholic bishops advance controversial communion plan, just like you read. The decision was a rebuke of the nation's second Catholic president. JFK was the first, and exposed bitter divisions in American Catholicism.
Oh, so is Biden Catholic? Is he the second Catholic president?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of trippy to me, this idea, because to me, I guess, this idea of Catholicism being just like really radical is kind of, maybe because I went to Catholic school, and I know that this country is Protestant, and there's a term for that. Like there's an acronym that includes Protestant. But anyway, so I was kind of surprised when I started learning that it was like a big deal that there was like a Catholic president. When JFK was coming in, people were like really opposed to it. But you said the way that you...
the way that I was... The way I was raised, or the church that I came up in, which was First Baptist, and then Holiness, and so on. Yeah, Catholicism was actually considered. It is actually considered more of a cult, or a wicked offshoot of Christianity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I hadn't had that experience. Mm-hmm. I remember as a kid being like, wait. So all Catholics are Christian, but all Christians aren't Catholic. Right. Like all fruits, like all apples are fruits, but all fruits aren't apples. Like I remember those ideas being really interesting to me as a kid. That's all I remember. And I went to Catholic school. So maybe, I was indoctrinated into the evil code and didn't even know it.
Yeah, well, I've come to find out that they're all about a bunch of, yeah. Well, you know how I feel about religion.
But I bet you
not how I feel about Yah, but how I feel about religion.
I bet you if I went to a Catholic church now, went to a mass, I would know when to sit down, stand up, when to pray, when to sit down, stand up, sit down, and kneel, and some of the prayers by heart. Because we used to have to go to mass once a week when I went to Catholic school. But my play sister, who had been there maybe 3 years before, they used to have to go to mass every day. And we used to do confession maybe once a month, once a week. I don't know. Maybe once a month. Shoot, I'm a kid. How much sin did I do? I don't know.
Right. Well, what you had described to me sound like a canine obedience school.
What? Stand up, sit down, kneel.
Yeah. Roll over. Play dead.
Pay money to get into heaven.
Right.
Okay. Next headline.
Well, all dogs go to heaven.
Oh, see, you don't even see if you do mass. Well, you don't have to pay to go to heaven. Article number 3 from Engadget: tool around in a real-time generated AI version of GTA V. And we found out the last time that stands for
Grand Theft Auto version 5.
Yes, so that's from an hour ago. I have nothing to say.
Yeah, it's. I guess it's immersive. I don't know a lot about Grand Theft Auto. I'm not a gamer, but from what I'm seeing, it looks like it's really immersive as far as the augmented reality aspect of it goes. Mm-hmm. So
I think I remember hearing about. I don't know anything about it, but I feel like wasn't that the game where like they pulled somebody's head off and their spinal cord was like dangling or something? So it sounds violent to me. It doesn't sound attractive at all.
Right. Yeah.
All right. 4, Yahoo Finance. Amazon's Prime Day discounts on the Echo and Fire TV are meant to keep you a customer for life. And that's from 3 hours ago.
Yeah, I think it's more than keeping you as a customer for life, but making it so that they can spy on you easier. Mm-hmm. What better way? I've said this about television sets too, because television sets are always on, and you don't know what kind of circuitry or gadgetry is inside of that thing and how it makes you work. It's they say you can only see it, but nobody can see. How do I know that? I don't know about the tech in a TV set.
I just have to take your word for it.
Exactly.
And you're so reliable and trustworthy that I really believe you.
Right. And if I wanted to spy on you, I wouldn't. I'm not able to like go into everybody's house and secretly set up cameras so that I can watch what people are doing. But doggone it, if you have like something like a television or an Echo or Google's thing or whatever,
or a phone,
you literally take it and you bring it in. You set it up so that you can see it from different places in whatever room. And if just like I said this morning, if I can see you, you can see me. So you're setting it up in the optimal place for viewing the room,
or your phone you carry around with you,
right? And so I'm just like, all that's and I used to have an Echo in every room.
And you pay for it. So instead of them having to pay to spy on you, you pay.
Right, you pay so they can
have access to you and all your information. Baby, when I looked up the blinds, they say if they're slanted upward and it's daytime, that the people outside can't see. So I think we need to conduct some exams.
Yeah, I don't trust that. But go on.
Okay. 5 from Fox News. Mississippi man's Waffle House punishment for losing fantasy football goes viral 3 hours ago. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about that.
It's not viral in my world.
Right.
All right, 4 from Women's Health. Or no, this is just it. It's no number on it. So I guess we're out of the top 5. I can't believe those were the top 5 news stories. They seem like a bunch of mess to me. I guess the first 2 were about the president of the country, so maybe that's relevant. This is from Women's Health. I did a workplace weight loss challenge to jumpstart my 140-pound weight loss. And that's from 4 hours ago. Now, I think that my newsfeed has been customized to me because I tend to click on these days weight loss, healthy eating type articles. So I think some of these types of articles come through my newsfeed, but maybe not everybody else's. You have anything to say about that?
Okay. No.
Okay. And then this is like, now we're getting into the stories where there'll be several headlines in the same box, usually under the same theme. So let me see if I can read the first headline before it times out. Amazon Prime Day starts soon. These are the top deals so far. That's CNBC. And I didn't say it on this recording, but the last time I'm like, why is a company sale news?
Right.
That's like marketing, promotion, publicity, advertising.
Right.
So,
and that's sad because it's like everything has become sell.
Right.
I remember, we don't celebrate Christmas, but I remember back when I was young and celebrated Christmas, they would start advertising Christmas, whatever, like right after Thanksgiving. Actually, it would be closer to the 1st of December. They start advertising Christmas. Then slowly it was, right after Thanksgiving. Then it became at the beginning of November. Then it's in October. And it has gotten like really out of hand and ridiculous, the commercialism and the materialism that's encouraged. Just buy, sell. And, when you try to watch a TV show, or TV show or movie or whatever, and that they're doing product placement. And so it's like, bro, can I just please watch something or do something without somebody trying to sell me something?
Well, it's the United States of America. It's a corporatist nation, isn't it?
Well, it's worldwide, though, because when we're watching those K-dramas, what do you see? Subway? Subway.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to take you out to dinner, sweetheart. Let's go to Subway. Subway?
Yeah.
Subway.
But on the Chinese dramas, I like how they'll be like, going grocery shopping, and then the man will be like, oh, I need to get a mask. And then they'll like frame up Royal Mask, and then the person will say, Royal Mask is really good for Asian skin.
Right. That's it.
And then it'll be like 12 shots.
That was a good peek.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, I just think that it's intrusive, and I just want to be someplace where I'm not seeing someone constantly trying to sell me something.
Well, I don't know where that's going to be, baby.
Right.
But don't check. The next headline is from Good Morning America 5 hours ago. Walmart, Target kick off major deals in competition with Amazon's Prime Day. So I think we've said everything we have to say about that. And then this is from Well Plus Good 23 hours ago. And it says 4 morning habits of the longest living people in the world. And that's the type of article that I would click on. What do you think are the 4 habits of the morning habits of the longest living people in the world.
Morning habits?
Mm-hmm.
Not jumping right out of bed after they wake up. Drinking water first thing in the morning. Exercising in the morning. And eating it would be like eating a healthy breakfast. But what are they?
According to this article, I'm going from number 4. Say something nice to the first person you see, because I scrolled through the article. So that's one habit, saying something nice to the first person you see. Habit number 3 is enjoy a cup of morning coffee. The American Heart Association found that consuming coffee, both caffeinated and decaf, was associated with a lower risk of total mortality.
Oh, wow.
Now, does that mean you should go loading up your cup with sweet cream lattes or 6 packs of sugar?
It does.
Instead, opt for a plant-based milk alternative and natural sweetener. Okay, so that was habit number 3, coffee. And then habit number 2 is don't skip a healthy breakfast. Unsurprisingly, a healthy diet is important. Eating breakfast. One woman, a 105-year-old living in Lima, California. Remember I told Loma Linda? Those Seventh-day Adventists, swears by starting her day with a hearty bowl of slow-cooked oatmeal. It's topped with some fiber-friendly dates, wholesome walnuts, and a splash of protein-packed soy milk. It's a super easy meal to make in the morning. And she follows each bowl with a prune juice shooter that helps get things moving while reducing blood pressure and cholesterol. So that's 2.
Well, I thought a healthy breakfast was like toast, eggs, milk, a glass of orange juice, and a bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
Oh.
That's what the commercials used to tell me.
What about sausage and bacon?
Well, that's not what they would show on the
potatoes.
Fruity Pebbles commercials.
Oh, Fruity Pebbles. Oh, okay. And then the first one is find your ikigai. And we don't know what that is. When you wake up in the morning, what gets you out of bed? What's your drive? Finding whatever that is and embracing it fully is one of the habits embraced by residents of at least one of the blue zones. The Japanese concept of ikigai is discovering what sparks your soul and leading a life with purpose. Okay, so those are the 4 morning habits.
You know what motivates me the most to get out of bed in the morning?
No.
I think I'm tired of laying down. I'm getting up.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
Only half.
Really?
I'm like, shoot, I'm getting up. you know I don't like to sleep. Even though sleep is like really important, I don't like to sleep.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't like to sleep.
Yeah, I feel like I can be doing something while I'm sleeping, but that's why it takes me so long to go to sleep. But at the same time, sleep is extremely important. And there are a lot of it's indisputable. There are a lot of studies this show.
There's a conversation with some people on Twitter about us as Black folks not feeling entitled to rest and like that hustle,
right?
What they call it, hustle Twitter, hustle harder Twitter, and that it's important for us to kind of try to reset and reevaluate that notion. So I've been trying to kind of touch base with myself on that. Like in the mornings, I really don't want to get up. I want to just like lay around and lounge around. And when I have it my way, I'll be in that bedroom for like an hour and 2 awake before I kind of start moving. Because I just
I'm
really,
the opposite.
I like luxuriating in it.
I'm the opposite. My eyes open. Okay, time to get up.
So, okay. Next one. The 16-hour... Now, this is the Points guy, so I'm thinking this must be some kind of travel blog. But it says a 16-hour red-eye reviewing United Polaris on the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. I have no idea what that means. You have any comments on that?
No, I'm thinking the 787 is like this, the newest one, the newest planes they have, and it's supposed to be huge. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's like way huge. So
a 16-hour red eye. I think of the red eye as going from New York to Cali. Is it New York to Cali or Cali to New York? One of them is the red eye, and I don't know how many hours it's supposed to be, but anyway. All right, here's one from CNBC 23 hours ago. It looks like another commercial. Burger King's chicken sandwich makes a shift in chain's menu strategy away from promotions. You have anything?
Say sandwich.
CNN 1 hour ago. 1 hour. I said 1 hour ago.
Since you know what, since we don't eat meat, or since I stopped eating, I got to where I almost don't even pay attention to that stuff anymore. I'm like, it didn't have anything to do with me.
I don't see why what a company is doing is news like that. But
I agree with that.
Like, they're having a chicken sandwich. That sounds like a commercial.
Right? Yeah, that's not
like
news.
Try our new chicken sandwich.
Right. That's just free advertising,
yeah.
or maybe they're getting a kickback for it, getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Maybe
for each chicken sandwich that's sold, CNBC gets 2 cents or something like that.
Right.
CNN 1 hour ago. Grocery stores are excited to charge you higher prices.
Really?
And this is from Newsweek 3 hours ago. Walmart, quote, Karen, end quote, tells boy, get out of my store after accusing him of stealing.
She owns Walmart?
No, it's some white woman in Karen. When they say Walmart Karen, it's some white woman.
No, she says get out of my
get out of my store. Oh.
Yeah, she owns it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I again, I've kind of gotten aware.
She worked in the store and he was a shopper.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten to where I don't even. They are what they are, and they do what they do. I don't even know what to say to that.
All right, and this one is from Vox yesterday, and this is another commercial. The Handmaid's Tale season 4 review. Welcome to Joe Biden's Gilead.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. You know what Gilead is.
Yeah, I know. Gilead is where the Handmaid's Tale takes place.
The main place it takes place.
I don't understand why it would be Joe Biden's Gilead. That's
Do you want to click the headline and find out, or keep going? Click or go?
Yeah, go. I couldn't care less about what Biden's doing anyway.
It's not Biden.
They're like, know where he is.
It's not about Biden. It's about the Handmaid's Tale. They're trying to say that it's related to something. It's they're tying politics with the TV show, baby.
Yeah,
politics is your jam.
Yeah, but
okay. Now this is local news from our community. This is from 3 hours ago. Mm-hmm. Man uses sword to rob Columbus gas station. Police say.
Oh,
a sword.
That's gallant.
Oh, it's gallant. You have anything else to say about it?
No.
Okay. And this is from...
There's plenty of nuts running around.
Yeah. You said no, and then you said something.
Well, it's just because it's... I mean, my no meant that I just always assumed that people are freaking nuts.
You finished?
Yeah, it's like living in a
nut house.
Yeah, it's like living in a
open air asylum.
Living in a jar of Planters, full of nuts.
I thought you meant planters, like where you put plants. Okay.
Yeah.
This is from 14 hours ago. 2 Franklin County deputies injured in crash on I-27 west at Westerville Road. Okay. And then 12 hours ago, how to celebrate Juneteenth in Columbus. And then the imagery, I think, is really interesting because it's got it says Juneteenth, and then underneath it says Freedom Day, and then it has 3 dark brown hands, and then 1 lighter brown hand, but not lights. They're all unambiguously black hands. Uh-huh. And then there are 2 flags, like red, black, and green flags.
Well, you know how I feel about Juneteenth.
That we're free and you're happy and grateful and thank Lincoln.
Yeah, that we're actually not free as a people. Mm-hmm. And I meant to ask you, off...
off mic.
Yeah, off mic. But I guess I can still ask you on mic.
Is this off the record or on the record?
Right. It's not like it's something personal. But I was wondering if you believe that there are places in the United States where there are still people who are enslaved.
Why did you want to ask me that off mic? I've told you that before. We watched a film about a woman.
But
she was born in 1949, but she got free in the 60s. I told
right,
you when I lived
I'm talking about, like,
I told you when I lived in Mississippi about 5 years ago that
mm-hmm.
I felt like there were areas where anything could be going on.
Right.
And they own enough land and it's enough of them there together that, yeah, I believe that there are people who are enslaved to this day. Definitely. In this country and, of course, throughout the world.
I definitely.
And I think in small, like, just like we heard the story of the man who was developmentally disabled, did you hear that story? Who was held captive by some restaurant owners. And he just got a payout. The story broke maybe, it seemed like it might have been like a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, but he got some money or some payout. He was back in the news within the last month or so. It seems like I saw a headline about him. But I feel like, there are individual cases like that. And then I feel like there are places in Mississippi or wherever where, they might have 20 or 40 people. I feel like there are still sharecroppers.
Right.
We've seen footage of people going on the land and, like, interviewing people.
Right.
And we saw something, and the guy's like, oh, yeah, he's happy to be here. And the black, it was like a whole weird dynamic.
Right. And so that's all I'm saying is celebrating Juneteenth is, and especially signing it into, into being a federal holiday and so on, is, it implies that it's over with. But while you still have convict leasing going on in prisons and our black men and women and children,
enslavement, definitely.
It's still enslaved in prison and all that stuff. What the effort? You saw Juneteenth.
I just feel like they pander and it's not sincere. I don't.
Right, and not only that, but like even just for our people, I'm like celebrating anything that's supposed to be black within the context of a system of white supremacy that's nuts to me, because it's you're in a system of white supremacy. You can't, and you're celebrating Harriet Tubman's face on a $20 bill. It's not on there, but you know what I mean. You have her on a $20 bill. You have the celebration of Juneteenth and so on and so forth, and it's connected to this mess. Then what?
I think we are crazy. I mean, we've been born and bred and raised in this system for generation after generation.
Right. And,
for the most part, it's what we know. So I think that we think within the framework of this system.
Right.
I think if you're when you're on the outside looking in any way, it is kind of crazy. But I think when you're in it, it seems to make sense.
Right. There was something you were saying the other day, and I can't remember exactly what was happening, but you were just talking about the fact that whatever we do is framed within the context of their narrative of us, and to me, you were like absolutely right. It's absolutely true. How do we even know? What are our thoughts or our beliefs? Because it was framed in a jacked up way from the moment that we were born.
From before we were born.
Right. So
from before our conception.
So I don't even know if those are my thoughts or me hearing their thoughts and just regurgitating them, or even if I start thinking of things independently, air quotes, I start thinking of things independently, how much of it is still attached to the conditioning that I've had from decades of training.
Right.
So.
And it's, nature, nurture. I mean, and that nurture is, our programming, that nurture is intense.
Yes, it is.
8 hours ago, CNBC. New COVID study hints at long-term loss of brain tissue. Dr. Scott Gottlieb warns. COVID and brain damage.
Yeah, just so that the thing doesn't get taken down. I don't even want to talk about anything pertaining to COVID because it causes people's stuff to get pulled unless you go with their party line.
What's the party line that the CDC recommends that everyone gets
everybody gets the vaccine, and it's a real thing. No.
All right. Page 6, 5 hours ago. Erika Jayne's lawyers are back on the case 2 days after dropping her. I have no idea who Erika Jayne is. And the image is like a white woman with blonde hair. And she is in front of a Fenty show volume 2. You know, like when you walk the red carpet and they take pictures of you. Not me, but when they take pictures of people walking the red carpet, that's the type of backdrop that it looks like. So some of the other articles related to that are Erika Jayne's lawyers filed to dismiss motion to withdraw representation after claiming trust was broken. That's from U.S. 6 hours ago. 5 hours ago, Fox News, Erika Jayne's lawyers rejoin her bankruptcy case 2 days after dropping her. I don't know who this Erika Jayne is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Oh, here we go. From Twitter, anyone got a link for The Hustler, The Housewife and The Hustler? I heard it clearly shows Erika Jayne is implicated in embezzling the money into her company with the crash of victims. So, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay, so this is some reality TV stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it's coming off of page 6, which I think page 6 is like, gossip anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay, so next one is coming from, this one is Insider yesterday. Kevin Hart reveals why Barack Obama joined Netflix's Fatherhood. Kevin Hart's, this is Yahoo Entertainment, Kevin Hart's new movie Fatherhood is based on a true story. What's real, what's not? Next story, he knows. Kevin Hart. So I saw something about Kevin Hart about a day or 2 days ago, talking about cancel culture. I don't know what he was talking about, but I was like, oh, he must be promoting something. So I guess he's promoting this new movie.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You heading out to get it right now, aren't you, baby?
No, I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan anyway. Nor Barack Obama or any of these Hollywood types or celebrities. You know how I feel about celebrities.
But you like watching movies. You go see stuff. You get it on HBO Max or wherever.
Yeah. I watch stuff, but when it comes to like a celebrity themselves, I couldn't care less. I could not possibly care less.
I'm still really sad, and I cry every day because we never watched the rest of Coming to America too.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting reads.
Well, we made it through 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so about that. I got my hair untangled.
Congratulations.
Well, it was knotted, and it was literally like a knot in my hair. Okay. This is on my feed is showing up as interesting reads. How many hours are we in? Has been 7 hours.
We're about half an hour.
Okay. Interesting reads. This is also from the New York Times 2 days ago. How the candidates for mayor prepared for the last debate. And then it's like an image of a black person. They're holding signs of this black person, and it says Eric Adams. So I don't know. I guess he's running for something in New York. Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him.
My mother, speaking of the last debate, my mom said she saw The Great Debaters yesterday, and she was like really, really excited. It's an old movie. Have you seen it?
I've heard
Denzel
of it.
Washington.
I've never seen it.
That one, Lovecraft Country, Lovecraft County.
Uh-huh.
That real light woman, she was in The Great Debaters.
Okay, yeah, you told me that while we were watching.
Oh, and you remembered it? I didn't know you remembered. Okay, New York Times from 4 days ago. California reopens on June 15. What to know? Okay, you got anything to say?
Stay away from it so that you don't end up glowing in the dark from the radiation.
Oh, did they close it down due to radiation?
No, but it's a like you got Fukushima right here. I'm like pointing at a map, but you got where's that? You got Fukushima over here,
Babe.
And then the radiation went this way, which is this way,
right?
And it got to California.
He's pointing
first,
to that.
and so that's it's pretty much everywhere now. But that's where it first hit. That's why I just said the whole thing about glowing in the dark.
So, speaking of reopening, they talking about COVID, and it's reopened here. Did you see people with masks on when you went to the bank? Were they wearing masks the other day?
Some people had masks, some people didn't. I told you when I went in camp, everybody was wearing a mask.
And that's like an Asian grocery store.
Yeah.
I went someplace and I had on a mask. Oh, when we went into Whole Foods yesterday, I had on a mask, and I didn't really notice the other people. I don't think the person who helped me had on a mask, now that I'm thinking about it. But I didn't even know. I didn't really have on a mask. I just had a piece of cloth over my face.
Right.
Because, I don't like masks.
Well, I like masks.
No, yeah. I don't like the ones that loop behind your ears, so I use bandanas.
It's not related to COVID, but I like masks. And I like the whole idea of, remember when we were watching the guy and it was talking about the surveillance state, and now you have an excuse to be able to cover your face up so that you can't be freaking surveilled. And I don't like that. That sounds like I'm like paranoid half the time, but
no, baby, not half the time.
How do you trust the government that just lies to you? As a matter of fact, especially as a black person, everything about and toward us has been lies and propaganda. Everything. And I'm supposed to trust any of that? The heck out of here.
So you want to wear a mask so that you can keep your face covered. But I thought you were going to say because you didn't get a cold or flu this season.
Well, I like that too. I mean, all of that is a plus.
But the only problem is when the crazy people come and rip the mask off of you and call you a sheep, a mule, what do they call you? Some kind of animal. Right,
and it's like, I'm not wearing this because of COVID. What's the matter with you?
Right.
But I mean, I'm not going to say that to
a crazy person.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get away from somebody that is obviously freaking crazy.
This is from 4 days ago also. CNBC, NATO won't mirror what Russia does. Secretary General Stoltenberg says amid worsening tensions. I have no idea what NATO, NATO, you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
That's all I know.
I was there. I remember I told you I almost got shot at NATO.
Yeah, I don't remember you telling me that.
When I was in Germany and I was driving.
And you went the wrong way?
I went the wrong way because I was at let's see. I can't even remember the name of the compound now. But where I was supposed to have gone, where I was supposed to have gone was left, and I went right, and right took me to NATO. It's called a concern. And man, I drove on there, and they freaking stopped me because they had barriers there anyway. But I saw NATO from where I was, and I gave them my paperwork, showed them I'm driving a 999 load to such and such a place, and they said, "Oh, you got turned around." It was like up the road less than 15 minutes going the other way. So they let me actually go on and turn around because I was on an 18-wheeler. So I went this is what they call Lima trailer, and I went on and turned around and got there. Now 999 load is like the highest priority load that you can get.
What does load mean? Like what you're carrying, like a shipment, or not shipment, but your cargo.
Yeah, my cargo. And it was on a holiday. I can't remember what holiday, but everybody was in the barracks, and I was the night driver. And so that meant I was the only one who was on call and on duty for that. And so I went there, and I ended up having to drive from Mannheim through Amsterdam and into Belgium. And I got to Belgium, had the best time that I had in Europe. But when I got there and got that triple niner load too, they had me go to the commissary. I'm like, what am I taking a 999 load to the commissary for? They open that thing up. Dog food and diapers. And like some food or whatever. But the general had a true story.
It just had a baby.
No, the general's
just got a puppy.
dog was out of food. There wasn't any food in the commissary, any dog food in the commissary.
Gave us some eggs.
And they sent my black behind from Mannheim to freaking Brussels, Belgium.
I don't know where Mannheim is.
And this is the thing. It was an overnighter.
Uh-huh. Where's Mannheim? In Germany?
Mannheim's like, it's kind of like the top of, it's not the top of Germany because Munich is up there. I want to say kind of like the middle. But I got that. I was like, this is what they, what? And
did you smack somebody?
No, because when I got there, they gave me money and set me up with a room, and because I couldn't go back, I wasn't allowed to drive. You're not allowed to drive at night when you're driving that kind of truck. So I couldn't leave till morning. I got there, they set me up, and they told me where all the nightclubs were, and I went to this place called the International Club.
I think I remember you mentioning that.
Oh man, brother, and I was young too. Huh?
Did you have your cape?
No, I didn't have my cape with me. Yeah, I had this cape I used to wear. But, shoot.
Baby, don't tell anybody about that.
I had a cape.
You're supposed to disclaim, be like, what are you talking about, cape? What does that mean?
I had a cape. That was back in the day.
Cake? Yeah, I had some cake with ice cream.
No, I said a cape. C-A-P-E. Like Superman has a cape that I used to wear. They called me Drag. But that was when I was stationed at Fort Sam. In Germany, and no, I didn't even have a cape. So, but man, I got there. All I can say is that was like the best time they had in Europe. This done turned old school. This ain't even about how you get off the plantation no more. I'm just like reminiscing about being in Belgium.
When you got off the German plantation.
Well, and it was the crossroads of Europe. So there were Europeans there, French, Turkish, British. Everybody was there up in that club, and the music mix that they had was so awesome. That's where I met that French model I told you about. So
it was just all good.
It was all good, and they gave me money too. I was like, "What the heck? You send me up here anytime."
When you were telling a story about running into NATO, it sounded like a movie, like a comedy movie.
Yeah,
and then when the dog food happened, that seemed even funnier.
Yeah, that was.
Do you know what NATO stands for?
North Atlantic Treaty Organization, I think.
Yes, I had to look it up because I didn't know what NATO stood for. Yeah, I mean I've heard of NATO, but I don't know. I got
shot there, so I. But yeah, there was something like that on this movie, The Boys from Company C, that I saw, and it reminded me of it because they was trying to get something to some general, and they put these people's lives at risk to get it there, and it turned out to be like stakes or something for them. But that was the same. That stuff really happens because it happened to me. But it wasn't wartime or anything. But they sent me on a 999 load, Mannheim to Brussels, Belgium, because the freaking general's dog was out of dog food. And sent an entire freaking truck up there with other supplies. Like I said, there was like diapers on it and other food for the commissary. But the most important thing they wanted to get up there was that freaking dog food for the general. It's ridiculous. Anyway.
Do you know what NATO's essential and enduring purpose is?
What, to hold down black folks? I don't know.
To safeguard the freedom and security of all its members by political and military means. Collective defense is at the heart of the alliance and creates a spirit of solidarity and cohesion among its members. All right, enough about NATO.
Interesting, because I just watched something not about NATO, but about the I can't even remember what it's called, but it's like the World Court, and it was posing the question, is it racist? Because Africa, different countries in Africa like
Are you turning it on the TV?
No, I turned it off. Different countries in Africa made up like 80% of who was ever charged.
Yep.
And,
I think I saw that.
And I'm like, that's a freaking mess, but it's not a surprise.
Right. That's always their thing. They're always accusing us of things, the same things they do.
Right.
But let a black person do something even remotely like it, and that's but anyway.
Right.
Okay, I'm skimming through these Columbus stories. There's something about Columbus Crew versus Chicago Fire prediction team news lineups. I don't know. That's nothing. Okay. Ooh, opinion. Rita Moreno's comment about In the Heights was terribly wrong. This is from CNN 23 hours ago. Baby, you know anything about this In the Heights conversation?
I haven't. I don't even know what it is. I know who Rita Moreno is.
Oh, what does Moreno mean?
I don't know. I just know she used to be on the electric company, and then she was in. Oh, bro, what's the movie about? Oh, brother, it was a musical.
Mamma Mia?
No, it was a musical about like these two rival gangs, and this one guy fell in. It was like Romeo and Juliet,
but it was with the Latinos,
right? Against the Irish.
They were Irish?
Yeah, I think they were Irish.
I know what it's called because this conversation actually references that in a way. So, do you remember that musical we saw about the president that like the tickets were selling out, and we saw it on Disney Plus? Your daughter had recommended it to it. Hamilton.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So the guy who made Hamilton has made this thing. It's supposed to be, I think it's a film, and I think it's supposed to be about Washington Heights.
Right.
Washington Heights, at least when I was in New York, the people...
Oh, West Side Story.
West Side Story, okay. So the people were basically black and brown in Washington Heights. They were Spanish speaking, but they were black and brown. And some lighter skinned people, but they were definitely black folks.
Right.
So he done made this movie called In the Heights, and there are... Like everybody is like when most black Americans think Latino, we think Jennifer Lopez, we think white people, right. white passing or very light skinned people.
Right.
And so black Latinos are like, well, how you gonna make a story about Washington Heights and not have any black people in it?
Right.
Like what and not have any black people in the lead, because there were black people who apparently were like, background characters,
as usual.
Decoration. And so Rita Moreno came out and she basically said something to the effect of, you just can't please people, and they need to be happy that, I don't know what she said, but something very dismissive.
Right.
And of black people, the black people who speak Spanish, them being like, well, where we at? How you doing a movie about Detroit and there ain't no black people in it? What's up?
Right.
So, but the guy, Lin-Manuel, I think his name is, he apologized and he said he has work to do on colorism or whatever. So now, so that's what this headline is. Why
the guy that the CEO of Papa John's, he's been 13 months, and he's like almost over using the M word after intensive therapy. And everything. He's getting close to a breakthrough. He's making progress.
Yeah. He's getting soon. Shoot, maybe in like 18 more years.
Right. So everybody got work to do. So, that's what's going on with that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know don't quote me on what her exact comment was, but I think I did read it, I just don't remember it. But it was basically like, F them niggas. Excuse me. Forget them Negroes. Right. Okay. Next story. This is from 23 hours ago. WBIR, Daddy Hat is a home run for Volume Shop. Oh, okay. So the image is a hat that says Daddy. I have no idea what this story is about. Okay, let's keep going. AV Club, yesterday. It's your duty as an American to devour these 15 million extra Girl Scout cookies. God damn it. The headline curses. Okay, so because of COVID, there are two things going on with the Girl Scouts. I don't know if you're aware of this. But because of COVID, of course, they haven't been able to put them girls out there to slave to make money for the organization. Right.
So there's a whole bunch of cookies that haven't been sold, and then apparently
what a shame.
And then but see, then when I read that, I actually felt like, oh, I should go out and buy me some Girl Scout cookies, because I think my cousin's daughter is a Girl Scout. So I was gonna call and be like, "You got any cookies?" and get some cookies, which is just paying for mess and confusion.
Right.
But then the other part of the story is that there were some troops that boycotted selling cookies this year because I think of the palm oil, and a lot of people, they say, are exploited in getting palm oil, so they didn't want to participate in it. So then I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need any Girl Scout cookies anyway. Keep me away from that sugar and processed mess. So, what, you looking something up?
Yeah, I am.
What are you looking up?
So I don't know if it's going to be on the notes in the news. It probably won't.
Oh.
But I saw another commercial yesterday for that black concert that took place at the same time as Woodstock.
Oh.
And I'm telling you, there's very seldom times that I really look forward to seeing something. And typically, I don't know if that's even the type of documentary I would like, but when I saw that, I just got very, very interested in seeing it. Because they got Nina Simone was there. Mm-hmm. And I was surprised to see her there for some reason.
Yeah, in that time, she was, she seemed to be very visible in black communities. All right, next headline, CNBC, Social Security. Social Security doesn't even cover my entire rent. Quote, Social Security doesn't even cover my entire rent, end quote. How retirees say Congress should change benefits. That's from yesterday. Mm-hmm. So someone is on Social Security and they don't get enough to cover their rent. It's because they're like living very extravagantly and their rent is like
right.
$50,000 a month, or is it because they just can't make ends meet?
Yeah, I remember when the retirement age was like 62 or something. Mm-hmm. And then they just keep raising it. They keep raising it, they say, because people are living longer. That makes a kind of sense. But the dirty little secret that I think most people actually know, so it's not so much of a secret, is that they keep raising the age because they're hoping that your ass dies before you have a chance to collect any of it.
Baby, why are you cussing at me?
And I apologize for saying the A word, but yeah, that's what it's like insurance. They want you to keep paying into it and paying into it and paying into it and paying into it.
Never withdraw.
And never withdraw.
Never make a withdrawal. God forbid.
Right. When you need it, as far as insurance, when you need it, they fight tooth and nail to keep from giving it to you. Mm-hmm. I kind of see Social Security the same way. Is they want you to pay into it your whole life and then be so old by the time that you get it that you either have died first or you don't live very long after you start getting it. Mm-hmm. And I already told you how I feel about the way that I hadn't realized it before, but that's just another way to stick it to black people because economically it's proven that black people earn less than white people earn on purpose. It's designed like that. It's systemic, it's systematic, and we earn less over our lifetimes, and Social Security is based upon your lifetime earnings. Mm-hmm. So even after you retire, you get less in Social Security than white people get. Mm-hmm. So that's a mess. Mm-hmm. It's just a bunch of mess and confusion. Mm-hmm. So that's my little speech about that. It's called Summer of Soul.
Summer of Soul.
And it's on Hulu. Looks like, I think it's July 2nd.
July 2nd. Oh, okay. Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah,
I'm taking my birthday off. So my birthday is July 3rd. So we could like stay up all night watching it. Yeah. We could pretend like we were at a music festival.
Yeah. We could like get high.
We could get high. We could wear funky costume outfits. We could get drunk.
Have like lopsided afro. Look like you slept on it.
You have lopsided afros. Okay. We could have an orgy. What else do people? I've never been to a music festival. I don't know. Isn't that what they do at music festivals?
I can't deal with you.
Huh?
This is anyway. It's July. It's on July 2nd.
Have you ever been to a music festival?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So y'all don't have orgies?
No, not the ones that I went to.
So so you pay for, like, I've been to a film festival, so you can like pay one price and then you can get into all the concerts or different levels. You can right, and it was outside. Oh, fancy.
Well, it was funny because it was in an amphitheater that actually had a roof but didn't have any walls.
But wait, it was just one one stage, or were there multiple stages?
It was one stage.
Well, what kind of festival is that?
Performers.
That's just a concert.
What are you talking about? It was multiple acts, one after the other.
Oh, have you ever been to a concert? There's like the opening acts, and then there's the main. There's multiple acts.
Well, they call it like the Cool Jazz Festival. There's a Cool Jazz Festival. Stuff used to always be at Blossom that was open air.
Baby, I'm not talking about those kind of festivals. I'm talking about like music festivals, like
where you go and there's like multiple stages and stuff,
and where people are spending the night and all of that kind of stuff.
I've never been
like Woodstock wasn't like just
I know what Woodstock was. Shoot.
So that's the kind of festival I'm talking about, baby. I've been to
I wasn't there.
A concert.
I wasn't there. No, I've never been to a music festival like that.
That's how come you don't know about the orgies.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
is
8
hours ago.
And I don't want to know.
This is 8 hours ago for Men's Health. Here's what walking.
What you know about it?
Nothing. I just imagine that's what it just be like a free for all.
Anything goes. You was talking like you knew something.
It's like a free for all. Anything goes in my imagination.
In your imagination, okay.
Yeah, I've never been to
in my imagination
before.
Yeah, that's like you doing that. That's what I heard.
Yes, baby. Okay, 8 hours ago from Men's Health. Here's what walking 100,000 steps a day did to this guy's body.
What did it do to it?
I don't know. You have to click the article to find out. Do you know about the 100,000 steps a day guideline?
I used to do it.
Oh, so you used to track it?
Yeah, because I always used the pedometer.
So your target was 100,000 steps?
I think mine went 100,000. It was like 10,000. It was whatever it was, whatever 8,000 or 8,000, whatever 8 to 12 miles is every day.
That's more than 100,000 steps.
Okay, then yeah, I was doing more than 100,000 steps because I was walking 8 to 12 miles per day.
So what did walking 8 to 12 miles a day do to your body?
Shoot, you saw. I was...
That's when I met you?
Yeah, and I was even losing it at the time I met you because I show you the pictures where, when I had the whole living room, I turned it into a gym and all that stuff.
I haven't seen the pictures.
I didn't show you the pictures of...
I
took everything out of here except the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And
you told me about it. I just haven't seen it. I don't
I'll
need
have
to see
show
pictures.
You some pictures of it.
I don't know
I took pictures of myself
before.
in there, but because I didn't like going to gyms, and I like the idea of being able to come home from lunch and work out and then go back and all that. But...
So you weren't just walking, you were walking and weight training
and all that.
Yeah, they're just talking about walking.
Yeah.
And I think 100,000 steps is kind of like a couple hours a day. So they're talking about something much more moderate.
Yeah. 100,000 steps is how many miles? 100,000 steps. Yeah. Honey, that's 50 miles.
100,000 steps?
Is about 50 miles.
No.
Well, that's what it says.
That can't be right.
100,000 steps is 50 miles. I was probably...
Let me see. What number did you put in?
100,000.
100.
Comma 000.
Yeah.
I know what 100,000 is. Remember, I graduated...
50 miles? Nobody walks
through 4th grade.
Nobody walks 50 miles a day.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I was walking like 8 to 10 miles a day. So I was doing 10 to between 10 and 20,000.
I wonder if the article has a typo. I'm about to Google it too because I'm just surprised.
10 and 15,000 steps, something like that.
How many miles?
It's 10,000 steps.
41.44 miles. Oh my God.
Yeah, 5 miles. So yeah, I was doing 10,000 to 18,000 steps a day.
Oh, I think I don't know. I think the headline must be wrong.
Because that route that I took you on the other day, that was like 2.5 miles, and I used to walk that twice. Well, that was about 2 miles, and I used to walk that twice. Once in the morning, I used to walk it twice in the morning and twice in the evening, and then do a whole bunch of other walking. Got a lot of thinking done too.
Okay.
We're at an hour.
Okay. I was able to walk 6,000 steps an hour. So, yeah, he was trying to do something extreme.
Yeah.
I think the normal is 10,000. That's the number I've seen.
That's what I was.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up here. Unless there's Van Jones told Kim Kardashian something. We don't need to talk about that.
Was he crying when he told her?
Kirsten Dunst. Well, I don't know nothing. A group of bears charged a hiker in Alaska while she was lost. She was later found alive but injured. Okay, I think that's
her
good.
or the bear?
Her, probably.
Okay. Shoot, I don't know. You tangle with these white folks.
All right.
All right. So that's about it. We did the notes on the news.
Yes, not news. Just
But
notes on the news.
And so we thank you, for all of you who stayed in here with us and listened. And we just appreciate you listening as always. And we wish you peace and blessings, sanity, safety, and security through separation. And until next week at the same time, this is Ayapo Yapa, the HDIC, and my wife Angela.
Goodbye.
Saying
Peace. Peace out.
Peace out. All right. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. And thank you again for listening to the Drapedomaniac podcast. Tune in next week at doiamedia.com. DOEAIAMEDIA.com. And again, we'll catch you on the run. Peace.